Today on People Now, Robert F. Kennedy's granddaughter dies of a suspected overdose at the Kennedy family compound. We have details.
Lachlan's daughters were not kicked out of a sorority in the wake of the admissions cheating scandal. The sorority clears the air.
Dog the Bounty Hunter reports his shop was robbed. We'll tell you what we've learned.
Gossip Girl star Kelly Rutherford is staying busy, starring in 2 Lifetime movies fans are gonna love.
Have you thought once about maybe it's you that's coming off the wrong way?
2 stars of CMT's Racing Wives are here with all the drama we can expect on their new show.
It's all live today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Good to see you.
We made it.
Weekend's here.
Yeah. We're excited.
Guess what? Ariana Grande has blessed us with a new weekend anthem. She released her new single, Boyfriend, adding to this long list of smash hits that she's had over the last year.
And the video is great.
Yeah.
I've watched it a few times. We're going to be breaking that down. But we want to know which of this year's Ariana hits is your favorite. Is it 7 Rings? Is it Thank You Next? Is it Ghostin'? Or the newly released Boyfriend? Maybe it's something else.
How can you pick just one?
I know. Vote in our People poll or tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
We're going to check in on those results in a little bit, but for now we move on to this. We begin today on a somber note. Robert F. Kennedy's granddaughter, Saoirse Kennedy Hill, opened up about her battle with depression 3 years before her tragic death on Thursday from a suspected overdose. In an emotional essay for her high school's newspaper, she wrote about her struggle with depression and revealed that she had attempted to take her own life 2 weeks before the start of her junior year. She added that she later sought out treatment when the stresses of the school year became too much for her. In that essay, she admitted that although she was mostly a happy child, she did suffer bouts of deep sadness. The granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy and Ethel Kennedy also advocated for more conversation around mental health in her essay. Now, Saoirse was the only daughter of Courtney Kennedy Hill and Paul Hill. Following reports of an overdose at the Kennedys' storied Massachusetts compound on Thursday, Saoirse was taken to a local hospital where she was pronounced dead of a suspected overdose. That's according to the Boston Globe and New York Times. In a statement to People, the famous political family confirmed the tragic news just hours after paramedics rushed to the famed Cape Cod property. The statement went on to say, quote, "Our hearts are shattered by the loss of our beloved Saoirse. Her life was filled with hope, promise, and love. She cared deeply about friends and family, especially her mother Courtney, her father Paul, her stepmother Stephanie, and her grandmother Ethel." 91-year-old Ethel Kennedy said of her granddaughter's unexpected passing, "The world is a little less beautiful today. She lit up our lives with her love, her peals of laughter, and her generous spirit," adding, "The world is a little less beautiful today." Saoirse's aunt Carrie Kennedy posted the family's statement on her Instagram on Friday as well, along with photos of Saoirse throughout her life. She wrote simply, "Sweet Saoirse." Just days before her death, Saoirse had spent time with her family at their famed Massachusetts estate. In this Instagram photo captured by her uncle Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the 22-year-old was seen enjoying the sunny day as she leapt into the water. Such a sad story. Of course, our condolences go out to the Kennedy family. A rep for the Kappa Gamma sorority is calling reports that Lachlan's daughters were kicked out untrue. In a statement to People, the rep clarifies, quote, "Bella remains an active member of the Delta Tau chapter of Kappa Gamma," adding that her sister Olivia Jade was never kicked out of the sorority because she was never a full member. The rep explains that Olivia, quote, "did not complete the membership process." Bella and Olivia Jade have been keeping a relatively low profile since their parents, Loughlin and Massimo Giannulli, were arrested earlier this year for their alleged involvement in the college admissions scandal. Since then, the sisters have been spotted out and about around Los Angeles. They also attended a 4th of July party with friends in Malibu, which was just weeks before the sisters broke their social media silence to wish their mom a happy 55th birthday on July 28th. The sisters kept their post short and sweet, sharing pictures of them alongside Loughlin, captioned with heartfelt birthday wishes. You can see this one of Olivia Jade as a baby. Very sweet pic there. Neither of Loughlin's daughters have been charged in connection with the alleged scheme, and it's unclear if they were aware of their parents' alleged actions. According to court documents, the Fuller House star and her husband are preparing to present a, quote, "united front" as their next court date looms on August 27th. The couple previously pled not guilty to the charges against them after turning down a plea deal because it included jail time. If convicted, they could face up to 20 years in prison for each charge. We'll keep you posted on that. On to this story. Dog the Bounty Hunter is claiming that his Colorado merchandise shop was robbed on Thursday, and that his and his late wife Beth Chapman's belongings have been stolen. On Thursday night, Dog retweeted an article from The Blast reporting the alleged robbery. He added, quote, "The Bible says it is an unforgivable sin to steal from the dead." Dog also promised a large cash reward for any information. According to The Blast, one of Dog's team members went by the store and noticed damage to the store's exterior. He was notified Thursday afternoon that a number of items from the family's store had been stolen. Someone also tweeted a photo of the store's damaged exterior. You can see the door is smashed and currently boarded up. Sources allege thousands of dollars in clothing and Dog and Beth merchandise, as well as some of Beth Chapman's personal items, have been stolen. Those personal items were in the store as a memorial to Beth, who passed away in June after battling throat cancer. This is an ongoing investigation. We'll keep you posted as more news comes in. Well, obviously, we're glad that Dog, his family, and his employees are all safe. A$AP Rocky's verdict is due on Friday as he faces up to 2 years in Swedish jail for an alleged assault. The rapper, whose real name is Rakim Mayers, appeared in court on Friday in Sweden, where the session opened up with 3 witnesses giving their testimony. Now, one witness, a woman who has remained anonymous, initially told authorities that Mayers hit the alleged victim, Mustafa Jafari, with a glass bottle. On Friday, she changed her story, claiming she, in fact, did not see Mayers assault Jafari. According to TMZ earlier on Friday, another witness changed their story, also saying that they did not see the rapper hit the alleged victim with a glass bottle. The rapper and his friends admitted getting into a fight in Sweden back in June, but claimed that it was self-defense. In July, Stockholm public prosecutor Daniel Sunesson announced that the rapper will be tried for assault causing actual bodily harm following his July 2nd arrest. A$AP Rocky has pleaded not guilty to the assault. TMZ reports that the prosecutors asked the judges for a 6-month jail sentence for the rapper. People spoke to Sunesson, and he confirmed that if convicted, the rapper could potentially face up to 2 years in jail due to these charges. However, he also predicts the punishment is unlikely to be, quote, on that level. The rapper has remained in custody at the Stockholm Detention Center, where a source previously described the conditions as horrific and inhumane. They added that they included 24/7 solitary confinement and restriction of amenities for the most basic of human functions. Now, back home, Kim Kardashian and her husband Kanye West have lobbied the White House to get involved in freeing A$AP Rocky. President Trump famously said that he would contact the prime minister to try and resolve this because he, quote, felt compelled to do something. In late July, President Trump tweeted out his plea to free A$AP Rocky, again suggesting Sweden should focus on its real crime problem. And then he put hashtag free Rocky.
I'm really curious to see what happens.
One of the more bizarre stories.
You have President Trump behind you, Kim Kardashian West, and Kanye West all rallying behind you. So if they can't get you out, I don't know.
The most unpredictable story in pop culture ever, possibly. You've got more for us in Star Trek.
I do. We are kicking off Star Trek today with a colorful way to block out the haters. Pink is coming to the defense of one of her fellow pop stars. On Thursday, she shared a photo on social media of her daughter, Willow Sage, getting her short bob dyed blue. The caption says it all. She says, "I heard people were bummed on Jessica Simpson for letting her 7-year-old get her hair colored, so we thought we'd share what we did yesterday." Now, the photos show Pink completing the dye job herself, wearing a strappy bodysuit and jeans, as well as a close-up of her daughter's new blue do. She's dyeing hair in style. The singer even disabled the comments on her post to keep the naysayers at bay. She included a bunch of hashtags with the post, including hashtag "Oh look ma, no comments," hashtag "Blue hair don't care," and hashtag "Get your own kids." Okay. Pink's Insta comes just 2 days after Jessica Simpson showed off her daughter Maxwell's colorful new look, which was inspired by Dove Cameron's character in the popular Descendants franchise. Now, critics quickly swarmed Simpson's post, with some telling her that she was ruining her daughter's hair at too young an age. There was some positivity in the comment section, though, and the hairstylist who helped dye Maxwell's hair raved about her, saying she was a natural and that it turned out so good. The official Descendants Instagram account even weighed in with support, commenting, "Looking good," and a few purple heart emojis. I think it looks great. All right, on to this. Tiny Tolbert finally has a name. Bachelor in Paradise alums Tanner and Jade Roper Tolbert are revealing that they named their newborn baby boy Brooks Easton Tolbert. I like the name Brooks. The duo welcomed Brooks late on Monday, and we're still finalizing the name as of Thursday morning. Jade posted to her Instagram stories that they were, quote, waiting to find something out before they solidified their decision. We never heard what they were waiting on. I'm curious what they were waiting on, but they came up with the name. Of course, with the entrance that this little one had, the name had to be good. Brooks made a surprise and very accidental arrival inside his mom and dad's master bedroom closet just 4 days ago.
So wild.
Yeah, Jade posted this photo from the emotional moment with a caption where she calls the experience, quote, one of the scariest moments of my life because I felt so out of control. She goes on to thank her husband Tanner, their mothers, the medics and firefighters who, quote, kept me going when I felt like the world was caving in on me and my unborn baby. That would be terrifying. Now, People exclusively revealed the birth on Tuesday. Tanner tells People the couple is over the moon for their new bundle of joy, and that big sister Emmy greeted her little brother with a kiss on the head. Very sweet. Baby Brooks weighed 7 pounds, 9 ounces, and is 20 inches long. And according to proud dad Tanner, mom and baby boy are doing great. Very happy for them. Now, listen to this.
You ain't my boyfriend.
Woo! Ooh, don't mess with Ariana Grande. She might take you out, or at least imagine it. Ari dropped a new music video Thursday night for her song Boyfriend, featuring Pittsburgh duo Social House. The music video features her and Social House's Mikey Foster at a luxurious party playing jealous lovers who have yet to define their relationship. But clearly, they don't want to see the other person dating or even flirting with anyone else. So much so that we even see them imagining how to take out their rivals in a variety of brutal ways, despite acting cool and taking turns trying to get the other to spot them chatting up someone else. We've all been there, right? I feel like this is just modern dating. All right, if you want to see the complete music video first, now's the time to look away because we're about to talk about the end. So consider this your spoiler alert. By the end of the video, Grande and Foster are so infatuated with one another that she leads him into the bathroom. They end up destroying it during a very steamy makeout session.
Wow.
Wow. Jeremy, have you ever done this?
Maybe not.
You're like,
maybe
plead the fifth, okay.
Yeah.
Ariana is keeping pretty busy these days. She's nominated for 10 VMAs, is currently on her Sweetener World Tour, and this song comes on the heels of her Thank You Next album, which she released earlier this year after her breakup with SNL star Pete Davidson. She's also been grappling with the death of her ex-boyfriend Mac Miller, who died of an accidental overdose last September. And those are your Star Tracks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. We're getting to know besties Mariel and Whitney from CNT's new show, Racing Wives. They're going to join us live. Plus, could we see Kelly Rutherford in the Gossip Girl reboot? She is weighing in, so stick around for that.
All right, we've been asking you which recent Ariana single is your favorite in our People poll. Let's take a look. It's got to be Thank You Next, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's see.
Yep.
Wow, but 7 Rings right behind.
Then Boyfriend, the new one, already ahead of Ghostin'. So there you go. Well, I think Boyfriend's going to be a huge hit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's
we were
very
playing it
catchy.
this morning. It's real catchy. You can almost sing every word after you
And I
listen to
love
it
the
once.
video
Yeah.
of them like attacking other people.
Twitter user Whitney is torn. She says, I can't choose between Thank You Next and Boyfriend. So there you go.
You don't have to choose. That's the beauty of it.
Listen to both songs. Crazy. Keep voting. For now, we move on to this. Guys, it was a big week for royal watchers. Meghan Markle revealed a secret guest editor gig with British Vogue and a new capsule clothing collection for a great cause. Here to break down all that and more are People's senior news editor, Erin Hill, and our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Thank you both for being here.
Of course.
Let's talk about this. Kind of a big week this week. The Duchess of Sussex can add the whole magazine editor to her resume. She got that gig for British Vogue's September issue, only the biggest issue of the year. This is really momentous for her and for the magazine, obviously. Imogen, tell us about that, and was this a surprise?
I think on some levels not. It's very on brand for Meghan. She has that interest in fashion. It's combined with her charity work. Poor Anna Wintour. We've got to feel very sorry for Anna Wintour. All those overtures for saying lovely things about Meghan, and she ends up with British Vogue and not American Vogue.
There you go.
And also not unprecedented for the royals. Kate appeared on the cover of British Vogue in 2016 to promote the National Portrait Gallery. Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice were last year. They gave her a rare interview last year for the British Vogue. And Diana appeared on the cover of British Vogue for four times.
So there's a history of it
Yeah.
here. And then she's, of course, pointing to great causes. And that cover is incredible with all the different women that she chose to be on that cover. She's not the only royal launching a big project this week, though. Speaking of Princess Eugenie, she just became the first royal with a podcast. And I hadn't thought of it, but great idea. Erin, tell us a little bit about the topics that the podcasts are going to cover.
Really great idea. This is going to be a passion project for Eugenie. This is done in part with her charity that she started with her best friend, the Anti-Slavery Collective, which brings a lot of awareness to modern slavery. And she announced it yesterday. It's still in development, so stay tuned of when you can actually start listening. But they're going to be informing people of a lot of hidden crimes, as she calls it, from forced marriage and forced labor to domestic servitude and human trafficking. So these are causes that she's become fiercely passionate about in recent years.
Yeah, really important causes she'll shed light on, and I'm sure some little sneak peeks into the inner workings of the royal family from time to time, maybe.
time to
If she can get away with it.
Maybe.
Back to Meghan, she also announced a capsule collection to benefit her royal patronage SmartWorks. It's this charity that mentors and clothes unemployed women, helping get them back into the workforce. I just think this is such a great idea, the way they've structured it. Imogen, what do you think that we can expect from that collection specifically?
Yeah, so she's partnering with her designer friend Misha Nunu and popular UK high street brands Marks & Spencer's, John Lewis and Jigsaw to create this capsule collection. I met Misha about 15 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I have at some dinner. I have never met someone who was more passionate about a jacket.
Okay.
In all seriousness,
Yeah.
she spoke so eloquently on it. I mean, she's such a gorgeous girl. But anyway, very, she's into classic lines. She's the one that designed the famous husband shirt
Okay.
that Meghan was wearing when she had that first public outing with Harry back back in the day at the Invictus Games in Toronto. So, I mean, she's so gorgeous.
It'll be interesting to see the details of this capsule collection.
I think there'll be accessories too. She talks about completing the outfit when she goes to SmartWorks and helps dress these ladies, and so from everything from necklaces and just little accessories.
Yeah, and SmartWorks, they want it to be a full look. They give them, I think, 5 different clothing options to get them through the first section of work until they get their paycheck.
Absolutely.
It was such a great idea. Meanwhile, Prince Harry revealed something this week that got a lot of people talking. How many children he and Meghan plan to have? It turns out just 2. Aaron, let's talk about this. Maybe being unexpected. When you think about it, the Queen has 4 kids. William already has 3. Talk to us about that statement.
Maybe not so unexpected, because last year he had a memorable moment with a woman in Ireland during a tour who had 5 children and kind of was ribbing him a little bit, like, when are you going to get started on your 5? And he said 5's way too many. So already knew it was going to be a huge family for them. But during a candid conversation with Jane Goodall in British Vogue, which Meghan, of course, guest edited, they were talking about conservation and the planet and how the human race is really fighting over resources. So Harry talked about how all these causes are becoming more evident to him as he becomes a father, and Jane kind of quipped, not too many, and he said 2 maximum. So
ooh, interesting.
Kind of a joking moment.
Imogen, what do you think of that?
Fun family get together next time. You've got to love families, don't you?
Yeah, right. Looking forward. It's Meghan's birthday this weekend, so the family get together happening.
Possibly, yeah.
She turns 38 on Sunday. Imogen, do we have any guesses for how she and Harry might celebrate? Will the family be together? What do you think?
Well, it's not going to be long haul like it was 2 years ago when they went to Africa. Obviously, they've got baby Archie. Royals do tend to spend their birthdays privately, so I'd expect they're spending it with family. I mean, the Queen is up at Balmoral at the moment, so there's that option, or of course the Frogmore Cottage at Windsor, which is their new home.
No matter what, a little more low-key.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Before you guys go, let's talk about this. Last week, The Sun reported that locals living around Harry and Meghan's Frogmore Cottage had received some sort of list of do's and don'ts for how they should interact with the royal couple. Buckingham Palace has denied those rumors. Aaron, where did they come from, the rumors?
Yeah, so this is really an informal briefing for members of Windsor who may run into Harry and Meghan from time to time. This is nothing that was coming from Harry and Meghan themselves or published in a flyer or any sort of situation. It was just a candid conversation. But the report said that things were discussed, such as how to greet them when you see them, and a simple good morning would suffice. But there were also erroneous reports that they were saying, don't offer to babysit Archie, don't offer to walk their dogs, and so
imagine they're just having coffee at the local spot and people are offering to babysit and everything else. I would imagine, though, it does make sense to me because they're in this community and they're going to be encountering people all the time, that maybe there would be a heads up given.
There are going to be questions from their neighbors,
right? Imogen, even though maybe there weren't official do's and don'ts given, there is always that official royal protocol that exists that we've talked about many times.
Yeah, there is, and don't forget that Meghan and Harry live on the Windsor estate, so everybody there knows the royals. They see the royals all the time. But yes, of course, when you actually meet a royal, you're supposed to say His or Her Royal Highness, and then address them as Sir or Ma'am, and maybe do a quick bow or a curtsy. But I don't think, as you were saying, Aaron, Meghan and Harry are not going to be standing on ceremony here.
Right, and they are certainly, seemingly, the most casual of the group.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Aaron and Imogen, thank you so much as always. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Bronwyn, you have more than a basketball team of kids.
You look amazing.
Cheers to bad choices. Yes! I feel like we got a new Trace Amigas!
Woo!
Wow, looks fun.
First look at the newest Real Housewife of Orange County, Bronwyn Windham Burke. We sat down with the mom of 7 before the season premiere to learn more about her life and what it's been like becoming a real housewife.
Right before I got cast on The Housewives, I was sitting in my bed and I was crying. And I looked at my husband and said, I have to have something else. I have been a stay-at-home mom for almost 19 years, and I need something that's just for me. And this has been the most amazing opportunity. I have gone outside my comfort zone. I've learned a lot about myself. I've had a great time. I feel like becoming a housewife has been one of the best decisions I've ever made, because it made Bronwyn a fully formed person instead of just a mom. I have almost been breastfeeding for 18 years straight. I did have a couple years between number 3 and the twins, but for the most part, I have had a baby either inside of me or on me for 18 years now. We have 7 kids, which was not always the plan. The plan was to have 5, but when we got to 5, we realized that we weren't complete. We still felt like someone was missing. So we had a 6, someone was still missing, and now with Hazel, the baby, I kind of can look at my family and go, everyone that's supposed to be here is here. There is no chance of having baby number 8. We did IVF for our younger kids. We are out of embryos. We are done.
7 kids is a lot. The description Bravo released for the new season mentions Bronwyn escaping to her love shack with her husband Sean, so you know we had to get the scoop on that.
The love shack started in Miami. We had our house, and then we had another place that we would go to, because at the time we had a live-in au pair, 6 kids, a nanny, like a housekeeper. Our house was always filled with people. We were never alone. So we had a place to go to where we could kind of date each other. You know, we used to joke it's like having an affair with your own wife or husband. So we would meet in the middle of the day. It was near his office. And then when we moved here, after I had the baby, we were like, we need that place again. Because when you have 7 kids and help, and your house is crowded and friends sleep over. I mean, there's like 12 people in my home all the time. We have the Love Shack where we can go and hang out and just be Sean and Bronwyn. It's a condo, it's small. You'll see it during the season. It's not child friendly. It's made for bad choices and debauchery. When we first joined the show, Eddie and my husband went out to lunch. And Eddie gave Sean 3 pieces of advice that he followed the entire season. Don't get involved in the housewife drama. Support your wife, but never say anything bad about any of the other wives. And never get drunk on camera. And so my husband followed those 3 pieces of advice. He had a great season, and I think America is going to love him.
I love her. I like everything
she's
she just
great.
said, right? Like, anyway, the new season is the 14th season of The Real Housewives of OC to air. So with all that history, we were curious, was Bronwyn a fan of the show before she joined it?
Before I was cast, I was a huge fan. You know, I grew up in Orange County, and as I moved around the country, it was always sort of my tie to home. So, you know, I grew up with this show. I'm a fan of, you know, all the Housewives shows, but particularly the OC, because this is where I'm from. I grew up in Laguna in the 90s, so this has always been, you know, home for me. I don't think at the beginning I actually told anyone that I'd been a fan of the show. If they asked if I watched it, I said yes. I've never lied about it. I've said, yeah, I have. I think when I first met Tamara, I kind of giggled, you know, but they were all really good about it. And within, I mean, literally pretty quickly, they are just, you know, say, hey, welcome to the group, come on in. And they all just, I mean, they really did welcome me very quickly. From being a fan to being on the show, the perception that was the most different was Shannon. I thought that she was gonna be a little bit more cold, when the truth is she's probably the warmest, most gracious person I've ever met. If I had to pick one woman who gave me the best first impression, I think it would be Tamara. She literally welcomed me into her home, right away made me feel comfortable, and within minutes we were, you know, doing tequila shots and dancing on her table, which for me was like the perfect first date. Kelly, who I knew before the show, so that wasn't a first impression, but Kelly, I will say, she has taken me under her wing, not just on the show, but in Newport Beach in general. So she has introduced me to her friends off the show, and we have, you know, we hang out all the time. Some of these women I connected with right away. Some of them took a little bit longer to warm up to. I think that Vicki and I probably had the slowest start. I joke about the fact that I don't think she even knew I existed until maybe like a week ago. But our first impression, she walks right past me and she's flirting with my husband.
Now, Vicki Gunvalson, the OG of the OC, will be on this upcoming season, but for the first time since the show's start, she's not a full-time Real Housewife. Instead, she'll be appearing as what's considered a friend in the Housewives world. So take a look at what Bronwyn had to say about that.
I've heard mainly on social blogs and stuff that I'm replacing Vicki, and that's just not true. Vicki she's still here. She films all the time. She's always around. So whenever anyone says that to me, I'm like, no one replaced Vicki. She's the OG of the OC, and she's still here. When Tamara says that I'm the new Trace Amiga,
I feel like we got a new Trace Amigas!
yeah, I mean, it was very fun because we were having such a great time. But those women have been best friends for years now, so no one can come in and replace that. Their friendship it's deep and it's long, and you know they really have a closeness on and off camera that can't be replaced.
All right, so what does this season have in store for the ladies, especially Bronwyn? Well, according to her, it wasn't always smooth sailing. Check this out.
The dynamics in the show shift a lot. I think that, you know, friendships on this season are definitely tried and tested, and I think that a lot of old issues come up that need to be worked through. If I had to pick the person I had the most friction with, it would probably be Tamara, but it's also the person that made me face a lot of the issues myself and kind of brought the best out of me. She didn't give me an easy time, but we came, you know, but she really brought the best out of me even when I didn't want it to be brought out. I think a lot of it had to do with me just opening up and being honest and really just letting everyone sort of know who I was. I have to say Tamara and Shannon, they're like, no, we want to get to know the real you. And they really were great at pulling it out of me and making me confront some uncomfortable truths about myself. I avoid conflict, which sounds hilarious going on to a show that's, you know, known for conflict. I am a people pleaser and I hate conflict. And then I learned that I run from it, literally and figuratively, you'll see, as the season progresses. So, you know, as it went on, to stand your ground, that when things are uncomfortable, you need to stay in the uncomfortableness. You don't always pick the easy route. I learned also that I can't always rely on my husband. I've been with my husband since I was 18, so a child. And I had to kind of stand on my own 2 feet for the first time in my entire adult life. And that was not always easy, but definitely time.
For a lot more of Bronwyn, make sure to check her out on the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Orange County when it premieres on Tuesday, August 6th at 9 p.m. on Bravo.
And on Mondays, People Now, Shannon Bedore is joining us live. So Housewives fans, make sure to tune in for that. It's going to be great. But now watch this.
I know for a fact that some of the wives feel like the brand models are just out to steal their men.
Have you thought once about maybe it's you that's coming off the wrong way?
So it's really hard sometimes being around the wives. I mean, there's like so much shade, I might as well be under a tiki hut.
I'm retired as a brand model, but I kind of kicked open the door for drivers to marry models.
Whitney's the connection between the brand model world and the wives.
It's like, this is what you should be. If you're not this, you're not accepted. Well, I ain't this. Sometimes your outfits are a little inappropriate.
There's always some sort of drama, whether it's on the track or off the track.
Can't imagine there would be any conflict on this show at all. Maybe a little drama. From former NFL cheerleaders to the racetrack, Mariel Lane and Whitney Ward-Dillon have been inseparable besties throughout it all.
And now they're starring together in CMT's new series, Racing Wives, which follows them and a group of women as they watch their men compete to be NASCAR's best. And Whitney and Mariel are here now. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, I can't wait to talk about the drama, especially with the other women that we saw in that clip. But first of all, talk to me about how you went from being cheerleaders to then brand models. How did that connection happen?
So being a brand model was one of my biggest dreams. So I had been submitting my photos for years and they finally called back. And when they called back, I went and I was like, oh my God, I have a best friend. And how cool would this be? We could do it together. So then Mariel started doing it, and then that's how we met our husbands.
Wow, so you got her in.
Yep.
It was really crazy because I remember like one of our rookie trips, we were going to our calendar release, and she was like, look at these girls. They are brand models. I want to do this. This is my ultimate dream. And I remember like looking at them, and I was like, there's no way. She was like, you should do it too. I was like, there's no way I could. I was like, I'm not that cool. Yeah. She was like, yes, you are.
So for people from the outside, what's the biggest difference from being the cheerleader to then stepping into this brand model type role?
So you're on a team.
Right.
You're a cheerleader. It's dancing. It's performing. A model, you're just a model. You are there to represent the brand.
What did you learn the most from the cheerleading experience that maybe has helped you now in this brand model world?
Probably like, gosh, everything. Like,
yeah, fan interaction. I think like just being on the team like kind of gave us the ability to take like the brand model role and like elevate it.
Yeah.
You know, because we're used to talking with fans.
And being on a public platform and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys are very, very close. How did you first meet though?
Rookie year.
Yeah, rookie year. We were
You two are fun. Yeah. I can tell. By the way, this would be a fun weekend to hang out with you all. We did it in a big group together.
Because you two do everything together.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Let's take a look at this clip to see just how close you are.
People will never understand the bond. They think they know, but
they'll never know. That's like my biggest fear is us being disconnected. You know, like Whit and I were roommates for like forever. But now Whit's married, so time to live apart. I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too. Ooh. Okay, well, drive safe.
I love you so much.
Bye, boo.
I'll see ya.
Bye! I love you, Mariel!
So over the top. I love it.
I'm like, we're not dramatic.
That was so real.
Is it that kind of connection? I
Yeah.
mean, you live feet from each other.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to talk about the husbands, though. From their perspective, what do they make of your friendship? Do they think it's too
They
close?
actually
or-
look up to it. They say
Yes,
it all the time.
they get jealous of our
Yeah.
friendship because they think they're better friends, but they're really not.
But they're really close too,
They
though.
really
are close.
competition.
They're close.
Okay.
And what do they think of you guys doing the show and kind of putting everything out there?
My husband was very scared because we are very in your
crazy.
face and we're a tell-all book. So he was like, oh, he's been in this world a really long time and he
The racing
knows
world.
how
Yes.
it is
Yeah.
and been in the spotlight. Paul was like, let's go, lady.
Let's get it, but my husband's a wild card, so.
Which makes for
There's
great
balance.
TV
Yes.
and some really interesting dynamics. But let's talk
Yeah.
about this. When you first kind of stepped into that racing world, the other women, what was the reception? What have been sort of the biggest points of contention?
You want to answer?
I mean,
It's like, where do I start?
that we're different.
Very.
And on it, like coming from like the world that we came from, like the NFL, like
Sexy.
we're sexy and we're fun. And like I feel like when you're an NFL cheerleader, it's like you can wear your crop top and your little skirts and your boots.
Don't
and
even think about it.
Exactly. Shake your hair.
Praise.
And they still love you. The state thinks that you're amazing. But like for this, it was like, you come out and you dress like with the crop top
just
and a
so
leather
taboo.
pants. They were like, oh,
Yeah.
Much more conservative
yeah.
vibe.
Very
Yes.
conservative.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're trying to change it.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you making some leeway with the other
Yes.
women? Okay.
Yes.
The younger girls are like, they're coming in with all this long weave and all this
Yes.
hair.
They got
all
the
these
Gucci
sexy
belt.
outfits. Yeah, Gucci belts. So.
I mean, because there is friction with some of the women, does that ever affect your relationship and your friendship? Like where one's getting closer to a different woman, the other one doesn't?
You'll have
Yes.
to see in the show, too. You will get a better understanding, but yeah, a
Because
little.
I imagine, if you want to
It's
make a new
hard.
friend, one of you
Yes.
might like her, but the other one would be like, I don't really trust her. Does that-
Exactly.
Yeah. And we get
You know,
jealous. Of
yeah.
course, we're best friends.
Oh, is that something where you get jealous if your
Yes.
best friend
Yes.
starts getting
She's with the models. She's with the cool girls. And I'm like, no.
But you're with the other ladies, and I'm like, hello.
Get back, you're my
Like,
best
you be
friend.
my friend. I'm like, what friend?
So the way you dress is one thing, but what is another thing that, I don't know, that the other women have a hard time with about you?
You
Our
know,
personality.
Is it?
yeah, we are over the top in everything. And you see that on the show. And it's almost like you're not supposed to be that way. You're supposed to be more
Quiet.
reserved, and like put together.
Well, here's a question: has it gone the other way? Have they affected you in some ways that, in a good way,
Yeah.
that maybe has changed the way you view certain things?
You for a slight second.
Yeah,
You're like, I'm gonna start being really classy.
Yeah, for a slight second. But then I was like, I can't. Even when I'm classy, I'm like, there's a sex appeal. So I can't hide it.
Sex appeal.
it's all
You can be
about
sexy and
sexy.
classy at the same time, I think, right?
Sassy and classy.
You said you're over the top, so those are your words. Between the two of you, who's a little more over the top?
Oh, it depends.
It depends on the
outfits.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini,
amps me
so
up.
it just depends on what I'm feeling that day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is there any part of the racing world that you don't like? I mean, besides sometimes the competition with the other women?
the wrecks.
Yeah.
So it's very dangerous, and when you have to see your husband wrecked, you don't know what's going on. It can be very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, ladies, you ready for a little game?
Yes.
Okay, because you're used to fast cars, we're gonna ask you some fast questions.
Oh,
Are you ready?
Ooh, rapid
Are
fire.
you geared up for this?
Oh, geared up.
All right, we're gonna do a game of rapid fire. We'll ask you a question, you just throw it and answer as fast as you can. All right,
Here
ready?
we go. Starting with this. Favorite car?
Lamborghini.
Oh, nice.
What about you?
Maserati.
Oh, Maserati.
Biggest pet peeve?
Just smacking gum.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Is
Yep.
it, do you want?
Sorry, I'm not a fast thinker.
Spiders. You hate?
I hate spiders.
Okay.
Is that a pet peeve?
Guilty pleasure. Like something.
Wine.
Oh,
Wine.
reality TV.
Okay, so far that's the one you had
What's
no
your
problem
favorite?
getting.
What's your favorite reality TV show?
Kardashians for
Yeah.
life.
Favorite date night?
Movie night.
Food.
Nice restaurant.
Yeah, I love nice restaurants.
Go-to drink or cocktail?
Red wine. What
Mine's
is it?
red wine too, but I
is
do
it?
like a strawberry coffee.
Cabernet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Go-to dance move.
Ooh, booty pop.
I like that.
And you're doing like some sort of robot thing. It probably looks better in the club standing up. The wife you conflict with the most on the show. Ooh, are we naming names?
Samantha.
Oh, you went there.
She's queen bee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that, I'm walking in her territory.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay.
For
same
you
for
too?
you.
Mine's Ashley. And
All right. If you weren't a brand model or cheerleader, what else would you be doing?
Oh my gosh, I wanted to be a PR lady for a celebrity.
Okay, I can see that.
Do you have a celebrity in mind?
So at the time I was in Nashville, so a country star. If any kind, I don't care.
Yeah.
I was actually a ballet minor as well. So at first I wanted to go and become like either a ballet professor somewhere, or teach dance.
I'm so curious if you guys are just having like, okay, guys are out of town doing whatever, and you two are having like a girls' night out on like a weekend. What does that look like? What's the ideal go-to?
So it just depends because
Yeah.
we
love to
we're
shop.
out there.
We love to shop.
That's
We
the
always
best.
shop.
That's the best. In Vegas, we love to drink and shop. It's just so
Yes,
much fun.
drink shop.
You do. We get those big drinks.
It's like day drinking. It's like drunk shopping.
It's a bad
Sequins
idea.
and feathers.
Yeah.
You guys are so much fun.
Super boring
We
couple
should
right
all
here.
go out after this and have some drinks. Yeah.
Mariel Whitney, thank you for being here. Guys, make sure to tune into Racing Wives Friday, August 2nd at 10 p.m. Eastern on CMT.
I'm just so excited to finally meet you, Grandmother.
Oh, good heavens. No titles, please. I'm really not nearly old enough to be your grandmother, am I?
Well, no, but you are.
When I bore your mother into this world, I was far, far too young. Ridiculously young. Maids, transform this ragamuffin into something suitable to our good company. And don't let her touch anything of value. I think that's everything. Only come back down to me when you're suitable.
Ooh, that is one wicked grandmother. And also the word ragamuffin now, and now I know that word. Dark Angel is the latest movie in Lifetime's book-to-screen series. I sat down with Kelly Rutherford, who broke down her role as the twisted Jillian Tatterton and why she loves playing flawed and sometimes messy women.
I think with a lot of these type characters, you have to find the compassion and the empathy and why are they the way they are? Because, you know, sometimes they appear to be bad characters, but really you realize where they come from and you realize what they have to do to survive their circumstances. And I think she's a woman that's, you know, she's aging, she was sort of figuring out how to kind of hold on to her youth and at the same time has dealt with a lot of crazy stuff in her life. So she's doing it in such a cool way, but it's wonderful to be able to watch it happen on screen. Mm-hmm. Being a mom is a really interesting thing. And to show not the perfect mom, or what we kind of see as a perfect mom, I think is fascinating. Because kids aren't all the same, you know, relationship dynamics aren't all the same. So, you know, moms planted in different circumstances are gonna respond in different ways. So that's what's fascinating to me is, you know, what's this mom on the Upper East Side like? What's this mom, you know, in a V.C. Andrews movie like, who's had to deal with these circumstances? You know, what's a mom, you know, in the Pretty Little Liars world like? So it's more about how we all deal with our circumstances and the choices we make in life, you know, whether you're a mom or you're not. Any other character I play, you know, I feel the same way.
Now, Kelly is probably best remembered as Lily Vanderwoodson, the wealthy mom to New York socialite Serena Vanderwoodson in Gossip Girl. So to refresh your memory, take a look.
Well, in the spirit of the evening, I've decided to serve tonight's meal family style.
Mom, this is so unlike you. You hate anything family style.
Yes, well, I've since realized how important sharing is to the family dynamic. Us Vanderwoodsons share more than you could possibly imagine.
It was such a good show, and it was recently announced that a reboot is in the works, so we had to get our favorite Upper East Siders' reaction to the news.
They're doing it with a whole new cast, which is really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, maybe we'll come on and be a part of it.
What do you think Lily's up to now?
What is she up to now? My God, I don't know what she'd be up to now. Because the kids are probably all off, you know, doing their thing. Maybe she ended up with Rufus. Maybe she's off with Rufus somewhere.
That sounds...
Touring. They're touring. Yes, exactly.
Now, since Kelly is always playing devious, sophisticated matriarchs, I decided to challenge her to a little game of guilty or innocent. Guilty or innocent, going to bed with your makeup on? Guilty.
For sure.
Do you do it a lot?
Not a lot, but I have. I
have.
I didn't last night.
Guilty or innocent, breaking character in the middle of a scene?
Oh, breaking character in the middle of a scene? Oh, probably. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, guilty or innocent, stealing props from set?
Oh, I think I'm innocent.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I mean, I've eaten food, like set food.
Guilty or innocent, binge watching Gossip Girl? Oh, wait, you've seen it though?
No, I haven't even seen the
You've
whole thing.
never seen an episode?
No, I've seen like a lot of it, but I haven't seen the whole series. My mom just watched the whole series a while ago, and I've watched a lot of it. But I literally was pregnant and then had a baby. I had another baby at home. I was breastfeeding and going to work. I had no time during the show. And since then, I mean, I watched it like when it aired when I could.
Yeah.
But then, but I've watched most of it.
Okay.
Not all of it.
You just wouldn't
I have
go
not
back
sat down and when you say binge watch, I haven't sat down and just watched the whole show.
Okay. Guilty or innocent, using your celeb status to get out of a speeding ticket?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I don't get too many. I live in New York. I don't even drive. What do you mean?
Guilty or innocent, playing hooky from work?
No, I can't.
Yeah. Guilty or innocent of spoiling the ending of a book, movie, TV show?
What, in the press or just at dinner? Like,
either.
Okay. I don't think I've done it. And I don't know. God, have I? Oh, I'm probably guilty of that one. I know I have. I must have. This little sign is so weird.
Oh yeah, raise your hand if you remember that jam. That was back in 2001, right? O-Town, a staple of the early 2000s. They are going strong with a brand new album that drops today.
So in the spirit of the early aughts, our guest host Mako and I decided to put O-Town to the test with the 2000s edition of Kiss, Marry, Kill. Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Yeah. Kiss, Marry, Kill, Christina Aguilera's Dirty Phase, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake at 2001 Music Awards.
That's the Jean outfit. Oh yeah.
Or J-Lo's
Seen that right here.
2000 Awards dress.
So this is Kiss, Marry, Kill, red carpet edition.
Answers.
Okay. Kiss, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. The denim. Denim gets the kiss. Marry, La Boricua.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Come on, let's go. I'm just gonna stare at that picture for a second. Okay. All right, Christina Aguilera's Dirty Phase. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that.
You're not into the denim. You were into Britney and Justin's denim, but not Christina.
Yeah, well, I'm just not into.
Why
like,
inconsistent?
I don't know. I'm not into. It's not the denim thing.
Yeah.
I think it's more like the hair thing.
The Notebook, Love Actually, and Mean Girls. I'm gonna I'll kill Love Actually. I'll marry The Notebook.
100%. Still is The Notebook.
And then Kiss Mean Girls, because I mean Mean Girls is great. McLovin, Napoleon Dynamite, and Harry Potter.
Oh. Well,
You know what?
I think I'd marry McLovin.
What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And you landed on McLovin.
Oh, I'm marrying a wizard, bro. He's a wizard.
Yeah.
I'm marrying Harry
He could
Potter.
turn himself into a hot chick.
All right. Well, no, we can't kill McLovin. So if I'm not gonna marry McLovin, we're kissing McLovin.
Okay, we'll kiss McLovin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
kiss
Napoleon.
McLovin, kill Napoleon Dynamite, and marry Harry Potter.
Borat, Ron Burgundy, Zoolander.
Oh, tough.
First of
This is
all,
gonna be good, Jacob.
I think one of the biggest mistakes we ever made as a band was getting asked to do Zoolander and saying no.
Do not be distracted by the beautiful celebrities.
We were so busy that we had like a couple days off, and that was it for the year.
Oh, Trevor said he said yes.
I ran into Ben Stiller at a puffy party in New York.
Oh, man.
And did you
And I
say?
walked right up to him. I didn't even have to say it was, hey, I'm Eric from Oath. He was like, hey, we were supposed to work together. And I was like, I know.
So I have to kill Zoolander because I don't want to see it anymore and have it rubbed in my face that we are not on that show, okay? I'm going to marry Ron Burgundy because that takes place in San Diego. Might be one of my favorite movies of all time. And kiss Borat. I don't want to do that.
Well,
You said it.
That
so
was fun.
I know.
And that story, like, man, the missed opportunity with
that would probably
Xander.
drive you crazy forever.
Coming up next week, guys, we're joined live by another Real Housewives of Orange County star, Shannon Bedore.
Plus, former WWE champion Steve Austin will also be here live. He's got a new docuseries swapping life stories with celeb guests.
And that's the bottom line.
Because
Stone Cold said so.
Wow,
You
good
guys-
job, Jeremy.
Stone Cold's thing. I
Thanks
really
for
tried.
watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Corey Fogelmanis. Bye. Bye, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Corey Fogelmanis, and this is One Last Thing. The last vacation I took was to Vegas to visit my grandma. She lives there. We go during the holidays, and we always see a Cirque show on the Strip. The last book I read was Call Me By Your Name. and I loved it. The last dessert I ate was a Santa Claus melon tart yesterday on Chops Jr.